Hi, it's Coach Aaron with Athletic Power and Performance. In this video, I'm talking about a diagnostic tool I use. I was taught this diagnostic tool through the CHEK Institute, and this was created by Paul Chek. It's called the CHEK Totem Pole. Essentially, it's a hierarchy of different systems, and when these systems are not in balance, they actually create havoc down the line in other systems down the line. So the first step on the CHEK Totem Pole is the psyche. So that's your mental, emotional, spiritual outlook. So for instance, if you're depressed, this can actually control all the other systems, which includes your low back pain, knee issues, and other things like that. So if your psyche is not in check, if you're having issues with your psyche, you really need to work on that first in order to control all the other systems. The second part of the CHEK Totem Pole is breathing and breathing mechanics. So this controls a lot of different aspects. Without going into all those, essentially if your breathing mechanics are off, your body will actually sacrifice everything down the line to make sure you get enough oxygen for your needs. So for instance, if you can't do a deep diaphragmatic breath, or for some reason your chest is restricted so you're not getting enough oxygen into your lungs, your body will do all sorts of different movements and sacrifice your low back, your hips, your knees, even your ankles and feet, all the way down to make sure you get enough oxygen. The third part of the CHEK Totem Pole is called mastication. So it's your ability to eat and eat food. So if you're not able to eat food properly, such as if your jaw is off, it's offset, you have issues with your teeth or things like that, that will also control all the other factors down from your neck, down to your shoulders, down to your low back, your hips, everything. So making sure that you have good alignment with your teeth, good alignment with your jaw is essential to making sure, for instance, it doesn't seem like it's connected, but if you have to do a different movement pattern in order to eat properly, this can actually affect your low back, or it can affect your hip, your knee, and so on and so forth. So having good jaw alignment and the ability to eat is huge to make sure everything down the line is good. So the final thing I'm going to be covering with the CHEK Totem Pole, and there's a lot more information in the CHEK Totem Pole, but I'm just going with 4 points, is the atlas, which is your top vertebrae in your spine, and that's actually your the top vertebrae in your neck curve, in your neck spine. If your atlas is off, so it could actually be twisted, it could be pushed forward, back, or tilted to one of the sides. If that's off, and for instance, let's say it's tilted off to the side, so it tilts my head, my body will shift everything to make sure my sight line on the horizon is actually level with the horizon. So if your atlas is off, and I find this a lot, especially with someone that's actually been somewhat, they've had an accident years ago, they never had it properly corrected, and actually this can manifest into a low back pain later on. It can manifest into a lot of different hip issues, ankle issues. Everything down the line can be affected by the atlas that's off. So this, in a nutshell, is just the first 4 steps of the CHEK Totem Pole, which is a very productive diagnostic tool I use in order to assess, correct, and strengthen any athlete I work with.